What's this, you fucking piece of shit? What's this? Huh? What's this, motherfucker?
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing Cuphead, but every single time I beat a boss, my loadout changes. The rules for this challenge are like really simple. They're literally in the name. Every single time I would beat a boss, I would choose a random number generator, randomly generate a number between 1 and 9 for charms and weapons, and 1 and 3 for super arts. Whatever they landed on was the weapon, charm, and super art I had to use to beat that boss. And no matter what I got, I had to beat the boss with that loadout. And then once I beat the boss, I would go on to the next one and randomly generate another loadout. And since it's the Chicken Ninja 42 channel, we only do stuff Mad Lad mode, so you have to do it on expert mode. Just a quick reminder before this video starts, only 5% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the channel, and we recently hit 10K. So if all the people who watch these videos actually subscribed, we would be over 200,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So if you want to be an absolute mad lad like myself, subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a Discord server, so the Discord link will be posted in the description. If you want to join that, it's pretty cool. I've got some pretty cool mods there. Some cool stuff happens, I hope. So join the Discord if you want. And yeah, thanks again for 10K. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. You already know the first boss of this challenge is gonna be the devil. Nah, I'm just kidding. You already know I had to keep you on your toes or verse on the root pack. The randomly selected items for this game were the Converge Shot, the Spread Shot, the Super Art 1, and the Coffee Charm. This made the boss fight not that bad. Really all I did was use the Converge Shot because I could stay further away and I don't really care. And I saved my Super Art 1 for the final boss fight and just saving up my EX moves in general because I have the Coffee Charm. And yeah, that's pretty much it. On to the next one. The next boss is of course Kermit and the other one.
5 little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell up and down.
My shots for this fight were the pea shooter and the chaser, and my super art was the second super art, but my shots didn't matter because my charm was the divine relic, which if you don't know combines all of the shots into one, and once you stop holding the shoot button, it changes your shot. The only problem with the divine relic is every single time you would dash, it also changes your shot. So since I'm an expert, I'm dashing a lot, especially during his final phase. And whenever I would dash, it would most likely land me on a pretty bad shot. So the fight took longer than expected, but wasn't that bad. I saved my super art for the final phase. And yeah, we finished it. Our next fight is obviously going to be King Slime. Wait, hold on. You already know, I'm keeping you on your toes, you better pay attention. No slacking, alright? Anyways, the next boss is Goopy le Grande. For our shots, we got the pea shooter and the Converge Shot. For our super, we got Super Art 1, and then for our charm, we got the Wheatstone. For pretty much all of his phases, I really only used the Converge Shot because he has a really big hitbox, especially in his second and third phase. So I could hit him a ton, especially if I was just standing there. And obviously, we saved our super for the final phase. And yeah, pretty easy dub for the boys. The next one's obviously gonna be Hilda Berg. For this fight, we used the pea sugar charm. I couldn't randomize the shots or the super because I'm in a plane and they don't count. I just realized after editing this that I could have randomized using either the bullets or the bombs. And I'm too lazy to go back and do it, so you have to deal with it. So in all, this boss fight wasn't that bad. The pea sugar is absolutely useless. wasn't terrible, and we did finish it. You already know, the final boss of Inkwell Isle 1 is the vegan. For Cagney Carnation, our two weapons were the crack shot, so this boss is already done because the crack shot is absolutely broken, especially in this boss fight. Our other weapon was the charge shot, our super art was super art 1, and our charm was the coffee charm. Like I said in the beginning, the crack shot makes this fight really, really easy because it aimbots anything that's on screen, and that powered with my super art, powered with the coffee charm, made this fight absolutely free. So we obviously finished it. And with those 5 out of our way, we're done Inkwell Isle 1, and we move on to Inkwell Isle 2 to verse Baroness Von Bon Bon.
You just blowing from Stupid Town?
For the Baroness Von Bon Bon fight, I got the Divine Relic again. Like, why? It just gets rid of the entire challenge, but for the minions, don't laugh. I already did that joke. No. Anyways, I got EDP.
Oh, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
I mean, the cupcake. I got the gumball machine and the waffle. During her final phase, I tried to use long distance shots as much as possible so I could stay away from her. I also tried to parry as much as possible so I would get my hearts back, because the Divine Relic also has the life ring equipped. I also tried to use the third super art, which
bye, have a great time.
Didn't work at all, but in the end, we still did get it done. That's right. Djimmi, stop telling me in the comments. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we're on to another plane fight, so literally nothing matters other than the charm. And in this case, we got the Twin Hearts charm, which isn't a bad charm in general. It's nice to have the extra hit points, but you do significantly less damage. That's not very apparent in this fight, at least not for me. But like I said, there's no challenge to this because it's literally just expert Djimmi. So I don't have much to say. We got to the final phase. We beat him. Just go on to the clown. No, not that one. Beppi the Clown. That was a joke, by the way. I didn't actually mean it. I'm sorry, Sample. It was a joke. It was a joke. Don't tell him. Just don't tell him. We're back to another normal boss fight. This time I can actually use supers and weapons. The weapons I used for this boss fight were the spread shot and the lobber. I mainly just used the spread shot, but I used the lobber for his first phase, and then the spread shot for every other one. And the super I got was Super Art 3. The charm I got was the Astral Cookie, which was pretty cool because I like to play as Miss Chalice because she's fun to play as. Like I said before, for pretty much the entire fight I could stay underneath him, so I used the spread shot, including using it for the final phase. I also saved up my super art, and with that and a couple EX moves, we were able to get it done. Look at that. We're cruising along. We're on to another boss fight. Seriously? Our next boss is Wally Warbles, which is another airplane fight. And to make matters worse, we also got the Divine Relic. Yay. I don't have much to say other than that. That's pretty much it. For a majority of the fight, I just used the bullets, and then obviously during his final phase, I used the bombs. And yeah, just go on to the next boss. And 7.
What the hell was that?
That's right. I don't know if you saw this in the intro clip, but somehow for this fight, the RNG gods were on my side, and we ended up getting the lobber. The lobber makes this fight so much easier. I can obviously beat it without, but the lobber makes it 100 times easier. Other than the lobber, we also got the crack shot, which is a decent shot for this fight, but not for his final phase because they home on to the fireballs. We also got Super Art 1 and the coffee charm. The coffee charm is pretty useful because I can use supers and EX moves a lot more often than if I didn't have them, and Super 1's always good. For some reason, during the end of this fight, I never used my super. I guess I was feeling like a super Chad. Listen, that was another joke. I'm sorry, okay? But we did finish it, and we are on to Inkle Isle 3. I'm pretty sure you already know what boss is next, but first I have a question.
Jazz.
4. No, we didn't. Oh my god. And 8. It converged. Bro, we're actually getting so lucky. I know, okay? Look, I promise I'm not cheating. No. I don't know how this keeps happening. The only 2 times the lobber is actually useful, I somehow got it. I don't know. But other than that, we got the Converge shot, the second super art, and the Twin Hearts charm. I don't really have anything else to say because it's literally just Rumor Honeybottoms on Expert with the lobber. So I literally just used the lobber as much as possible and used my super art during the last phase, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I was obviously pretty bad. Oh, S rank? Sheesh. Sheesh. Let's go, boys. To be completely honest, this was the first time in the challenge where a boss gave me an actual challenge, because the shots I were given to beat Brineybeard were pretty bad, especially for this fight. I was given the Chaser and the Lobber shot. The Chaser's not terrible, and I used it for a majority of the fight, but I mainly only used the Lobber shot when I was up close because I knew it dealt a lot of damage. Other than those 2, the charm wasn't bad. I got the Smoke Bomb. I don't personally use the Smoke Bomb, but I know a lot of people do use it, and I don't see any problems with it. Our super art was Super Art 1, which is always good. I don't really have anything else to say about this boss fight. After a few attempts and a lot of dodging, we were able to finish it. Our next boss after Brineybeard is gonna be Wiener Rat.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
For this fight, I got the pea shooter and the chaser. You already know I'm gonna choose the pea shooter. I did so much practice, especially on expert mode with the pea shooter against this boss for the cup lock challenge. Go watch that if you haven't. Just a little bit of a plug. But I didn't really use the chaser that much. Obviously it's a decent charm, but I didn't really use it. We got the coffee charm, which is always good because I can use the X moves a ton. And of course, we got Super Art 1. Hold on, I'm trying to wombo combo. Kapow! Holy shit! Oh my god. Okay. I don't know, we beat him. Yeah. Alright, it's another plane fight. Just at least give me a good charm. Number 4. A pea shooter. Fuck. Really? Again, just like pretty much every other plane boss in this video, it didn't really affect me that much because really all that changed was the charm. So yeah, it's a bit annoying because it's Cala Maria and it's expert, but it wasn't that bad. I saved my super for the end of the fight and we finished it. That's right, we're versing Sally's stage play. We're literally just beating up a woman on her fake wedding day. I don't even know. The weapons we got for this boss fight were the chaser shot and the lobber shot, which aren't actually that bad. The chaser's really good for her final phase, and I mainly used the lobber when I could get really close to her. Our charm was... I don't fucking know. Our charm was the Twin Hearts, which isn't the best charm, but I mean, it's 2 extra hit points. You can't really argue with that. And our super was Invincibility, which is really useful in pair with the Chaser Shot, which I used during your last phase. Through the power of magical Shrek aimbot, we finished this boss fight, and we're on to another plane boss. Woo! Listen, you already know what I said about pissing in your bed, old man.
I just pissed myself.
We're versing Dr. Kahl. For this fight, we got the Wheatstone, Whetstone, whatever the hell you want to call it. I really don't think it cares. But this charm isn't bad at all. I don't use it much, so in this fight, I barely used it at all. That doesn't make it a bad charm, I just am not used to using it, so I didn't use it that much. But it was just regular old Dr. Kahl on Expert. I've done the S rank so many times, and especially practicing for the Cup Lock, this is just second nature for me. As always, I use my super art during the second phase just to make him finish that phase really fast. And then during his third phase, I parry as much as possible and then either use EX moves, or if I can get close to him, I use another super, and just keep repeating that same process until he dies. And with that old man's ass kicked, we're on to the third final boss of this challenge, and the final boss of Inkwell Isle 3, and that's the Phantom Express.
Yeah, okay, sure.
She never compromised.
Brian, I love Train. Love Train.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
This boss fight would have been very difficult, especially if I didn't get the right shots. Luckily, I got the crack shot, which basically took care of the entire fight. I really like the crack shot because you don't really have to aim, but if you do aim, then you deal more damage, which that's the best. So I really didn't have to aim, and I used it for majority of the fight. The other things we had for this fight were Super Art 3, which is absolutely terrible, and the Twin Hearts charm, which is not a bad charm. It does suck because we have decreased damage, but it's always nice to have 2 extra hit points. For the end phase of the fight, I used the Chaser instead of the crack shot just because I like it more, especially for this fight. And I tried to parry as much as possible so I could build up my super for it to do absolutely nothing, but we still did beat him. And just like that, we're on to the second to last boss of this challenge, King Dice. We're on to my favorite boss of this game. We really need to hope for some decent weapons and some decent charms because this is a really long fight. The weapons we got were the Lobber and Spread Shot, which aren't terrible weapons for this boss fight. The Lobber is not ideal, but the best thing about this is we have 9 bosses to choose from and we're obligated to do 3, so we can pick and choose which bosses we actually want to verse. The bosses I chose to do during this run were the Tipsy Troupe, because I could stay close to them and hit every single one of them with the Spread Shot. I also chose Pip and Dot, which I just personally like out of the 3. I also didn't want to choose an airplane level because that just negates the challenge, so I didn't want to do it. And of course, I chose Mangosteen because he's literally the easiest boss in this entire game. We were now on to the actual King Dice boss fight. Now is probably a good time to say what charms and what super art I had. I had the Invincibility super art, which is pretty useful for this fight because then I can just stand there and do damage. Yeah. The charm I had was the Twin Hearts, which again obviously sucks because I'm doing less damage, but it's nice to have those extra hit points. And with a hefty amount of Spread Shot bullets in his face, we beat him. Now that I've whipped 90s on 18 other soulless people, we're on to the devil. Much like every other boss in this entire challenge, we got really lucky with what shots we got. We got the Lobber Shot, which I don't care about at all, but we got the Roundabout, which is my go-to for pretty much every other boss in the game, so I can't complain there. The super art we got was Super Art 1, which is always good. I usually use it for this fight, so again, can't complain. And the charm we got was the Smoke Dash, which I don't personally use, but I know a lot of people think it's good, so again, can't complain. I pretty much just used the roundabout for this entire boss fight and completely forgot to use my smoke dash. Like, I literally just jumped around. I don't even know if I dashed once. But yeah, we saved up our super art for the end. And that's it. And just like that, Cuphead's been beaten with completely random loadouts. I have no doubts that somebody's done this before me, or there's a harder challenge than this, but I really don't care. I wanted to do a challenge that was fun, and I did this on a stream. Pretty sure it's called Cuphead Challenge Suggestions. So go watch that if you haven't, because the proof's technically there, but I mean, I don't care if you don't believe me. Like I said, I have no doubts that this is a harder challenge, but I just wanted to do one that I would actually have fun with. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I spent a long time editing it, and I would really like it if you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you turn on post notifications, then you know when I post, and you know when I go live, so you can always join the stream and see if I do one of these live. Thanks again for like 12K now. That's absolutely crazy, and yeah, can't wait for the next video. Subscribe, like the video. That's not my outro. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. The only problem with the Divine Relic is every single time you dash, it changes your shot, which... The only problem with the Divine Relic is every single time you dash, it also changes your shot. The only problem with the Divine Relic is every single time you dash, it also changes your shot. And since I'm in expert mode, I do a lot of dashing. So every single time I would dash... The only problem with the Divine Relic is... The only problem with the Divine Relic is also during his final... What the fuck am I talking about? The only problem with the Divine Relic is... I can't talk, dude. Holy shit. What is the problem with the Divine Relic? And our super was invincibility, so super art 2. And our charm was... I really don't care about the lobber. The only thing that matters is the lobber. Wait, what? Fuck. I don't care about the lobber. The only thing that matters is the lobber.